Hey, greetings, programs. BC from Alloy 7 video coming at you with why I do not need a PlayStation TV. So, when I first heard about the PlayStation TV, I was very psyched, and that's DC slang terminology for excited for those of you who have not been keeping up with the channel. But I was really excited about it, partially because I retardedly believed that it was going to be some type of streaming television service that I'd be able to add onto my PSN account. Because I don't have cable, and I was like, well, maybe there's some channels I can watch football games, and I don't know why I thought that. It was probably because I have a family with like a billion children, and I don't have time to keep up with all the news, but I thought that. And then, once that kind of went away and I was like, oh, that's not what it is. It's basically just a PS Vita made to plug into your television. I was still somewhat excited because it was going to have the PlayStation Now service that my PS4 has, but it was also going to let me play Vita games, which I'm interested in, maybe a handful of them. It was also going to allow me to play PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 classics, which is something I'm really excited about. To be able to do for review purposes, especially with a lot of the old RPGs that I want to play. But then when I really started to sit down and think about it, I was like, well, why would I really need PS TV? And come to find out, it's out now. Some places have reviewed it and said, like Netflix and Hulu aren't even on it yet, at least at the time of this recording. And then a bunch, I'm not real fired up about PlayStation Vita games, but there's a couple I'd like to play. But then a gang of them don't even work. And granted, I think the ones I saw that don't work aren't ones that I'm thinking of playing, but that's concerning. Like, how is this thing that you're launching not able to play its core material? So that kind of put me off. And then I started thinking, well, I also still have my old PS3 hooked up. And I thought, the PlayStation TV would be able to kind of replace that. But then I'm thinking, why spend another $100 to replace something that I can just leave plugged in, something that I already have? I heard PlayStation Now absolutely stinks on the PlayStation TV. It's not really awesome on PlayStation 4, even though it is in beta. It's really hard to judge it at this point. But and I played it back when it was free, so maybe it's improved now that they're charging money for it. I really don't know, because I refuse to pay money to rent games until they turn that into a subscription-based service. I will not holler at it. But then I started thinking about the classics. I'm like, well, my PlayStation 3 is still hooked up. Why do I need this to play classic games? All the classic games that are going to come on PlayStation TV are on PS3. See, I also probably very ignorantly believed that they were going to begin to release the entire old school PlayStation library on the PlayStation TV. Not that it would be basically a copy and paste from what's happening already on the PS3. So that, all those things play together, and then to come to find out, even though I was never going to use it for remote play, I don't have another place in my house where I want to play my PlayStation 4 except in front of my big screen TV. I wasn't going to use it for that, but then to come to find out that it sucks. So even if I did at some point want to use it for that, I don't have everything in my house wired. I certainly wouldn't be wiring a PS TV upstairs in my house when my PlayStation is downstairs. My PlayStation is hardwired to the router, but I'm not getting 100 and a gang of feet of cable to be able to run it upstairs, or getting a repeater and plugging it in that way. I'm not going through all that just to be able to play my PlayStation 4 in my bedroom. That is not going to happen. So I'm looking at all these reviews. I'm looking at its performance at this early stage, and I'm thinking, why? And part of me is wondering, why did they even bring this out? I think they would have been better served to just build the functionality into the Vita, much like they did with the like I have with my PSP right now, and I'm actually holding it while I'm talking to you guys. I can plug my PSP into my television, play it there. I can record for video reviews and I've already done that, working on, for example, Persona 3 Portable right now, and I've already done Star Ocean First Departure with my PSP. Why wouldn't they have just built that functionality into the PS Vita? Then you don't need this additional box. It just really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm definitely, at least at this stage, not going to get it. I'm no longer as excited as I was. But with that in mind, I want to know about you guys. Are you guys getting the PS TV? Are you excited about it? Do you use remote play? Is that something that you're really into? Do you plan on using some of the other features for it? And do you? And the other question I want you to answer, if yes, do you also own a PlayStation Vita? Do you own one and you're still considering getting? PlayStation TV, it seems like that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense unless you just really need to record PlayStation Vita games for review purposes or Let's Plays or something like that. Either way, let me know what you guys think. I'm sitting this one out on the sidelines until they give me something worthwhile to jump in for. And with that in mind, allow me to thank all of you for watching and commenting and all that good stuff. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, maybe you should consider doing so, because we make a lot of great content. And even if the content is not that great to you, we do a lot of great engagement and connection with our community. So with that in mind, friend, until next time, till all are one, it's BC the Brain Supreme signing off. Peace and Godspeed.